أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن للمتقين مفازا حدائق وأعنابا إن للمتقين مفازا حدائق وأعنابا وكواعب أترابا وكأسا دهاقا لا يسمعون فيها لغوا ولا كذابا جزاء من ربك عطاء حسابا رب السماوات والأرض وما بينهما الرحمن لا يملكون منه خطابا رب السماوات والأرض وما بينهما الرحمن رب السماوات والأرض وما بينهما الرحمن لا يملكون منه خطابا إن للمتقين مفازا حدائق وأعنابا وكواعب أترابا وكواعب أترابا وكأسا دهاقا إن للمتقين مفازا حدائق وأعنابا وكواعب أترابا وكأسا دهاقا لا يسمعون السماوات والأرض رب السماوات والأرض وما بينهما الرحمن لا يملكون منه خطابا إن للمتقين مفازا حدائق وأعنابا وكواعب أترابا وكواعب أترابا وكأسا دهاقا لا يسمعون فيها لغوا ولا كذابا جزاء من ربك عطاء حسابا
حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل.
أهلا وسهلا ومرحبا بكم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. On this is today the 16th اليوم 16 من اثنين 1447 هجري والموافق 11 من أغسطس 2025 والموافق يوم الاثنين. أهلا وسهلا ومرحبا بكم كل عام وأنتم بخير. It is a beautiful Yaumul Ummahaat. It is the second cycle of the 6 cycles of the week that you and I need to continuously program and condition our mental well-being and mental, spiritual, conscious health in it. Okay? There is no Monday in Jannah, there is no Tuesday in Jannah, there is no Wednesday in Jannah, there is no Thursday in Jannah. There is only numbers in Jannah. Okay? So you have to start as how the God, the Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, when he says Allahu alladhi khalaqa as-samawati wal arda fi sittati ayyam. There's only 6 numbers that exist. Wherever in earth you will go up until 9. Okay? Since from 9 you will see the Ayn Shar, it will become Ashar. Okay? All the secrets that we have as a soul tribe that the Muslims don't understand, because the people who follow blindly, they are blind. They are not following their hearts, they are following their ego. Okay? It's stages. It's all part of the evolution of how we grow and how we become matured and how we open our third eye and how we consolidate how wrong and how misguided and how implicated we were in kufr and in shirk and in God conscious trading, and how we have to retrieve our authenticity so that we could understand that this journey only concerns one, and that is yourself. Okay? Nobody knows you better than yourself. Nobody can teach you better than Allah can teach you, and that the truth lives inside of you. You don't have to research the truth. You don't have to go and search for it further than where it is inside of you. Because when we speak the truth, you did not study this truth because your ruh resonates with it. That's why it is appealing to you. Okay? So when it is the second day, we call it the Yaumul Ummahaat. It is the day of the mothers. Every second cycle, every number 2 is a mother. Okay? Because Allah is number 1 and your mother is number 2. Okay? If you don't have that synchronized in your psychology, in your methodologies, in your age, in your cycles, in your blood, in your in everything, that is the natural. 1 is Allah, 2 is mother. Okay, that is alif ba. Okay, this is how you will understand at this stage of your evolution in life. For those of you who have migrated into the higher, into the high school, you left primary school and now you're gone to high school. You left sub A and now you're in sub B. Okay, now here you're going to learn the way you should learn, not the way you were taught. Okay, here you will understand where your true powers is and how is it that you were so badly contracted in the Jahannam and you thought you must still get to Jahannam. Okay, how you and I were compromised and how much of idols and idolaters and dollars and gods we had imported and exported and had bona fide license to do so. Okay, we saw our parents, we saw our mothers and our fathers entering into those illegitimate contracts. We saw them. We saw them. We can't lie to Allah, people. We can't lie to Allah. If they are with Allah now, and we are saying the truth, then at least Allah can forgive them because at least we saw the truth through them in a reflection. Okay, wake up. The call is real. Okay, guys, it's nothing is on the outside. It's your low density. It's our low density that we made realize that we must still get there, but it's only in our level of perception. It's only on our level of conscious. So as I said on Friday, there are 12 stages. Okay, inna iddat ash-shuhuri, the shahr is the stage. It's not a month. Okay, it's just what the King Gregory had imposed on you and King Hussein had imposed on you, that you are keeping to a certain cycle which is unorganic and unauthentic, and hence you are following a synthetic life in a synthetic reality with synthetic gods, that you cannot phone Allah and say, hey Allah, stop that war there in Bosnia, man. Stop that war there in Ukraine. You can't. You can't. Not not the entire billion Muslims, not the entire billion Christians, not the 500 or the 1 billion or the 5 billion Jews. None of you can do it. It shows us as children that you have been rendered useless. The gods that you are tampering with is a God that loves money, of course, as you all love money. So that God that you need to pray to, he needs to make money so that you can fit the bill and you can continuously ask him to send through so that you can keep yourself happy and you can keep the illusion sustained. Okay, that's your lifestyles, people. You bring gods into your life that don't exist. Now, your children, as I told you on Friday evening, the diagnostics will now start showing in your children how they will have already encoded their parents. They know, guys, they know their parents are full-blown bushes. They know it. They don't need still another legitimate answer to find that kind of. But more importantly, what happens now on the Yaumul Ithnain, second cycle, it's the awakening cycle. Okay, the first cycle you're not going to see when Musa says, Rabbi, arini andur ilayka. Oh God, oh Allah, let me see. Who are you? Who the hell are you, God? Where do you come from? How do you fall into my life? Must I just say because my mother said Allah and my father said Jesus and my uncle said Yahuwah, now I must just blindly follow, but I don't know who you are, man. You can't just hold me to ransom whilst I saw my mother and my father closing the church and the synagogue and rendering you useless 6 years ago in COVID. You could not save the planet, so we had to now realize that our parents were idolatrous. Okay, they were believing in fake gods. Okay, they were believing in gods that they found in another land, whilst they were in their own mother's land. Okay, now when the grandchildren and the next generations wakes up to this illumination in a civilization as what the Quran speaks, وَتِلْكَ الْقُرَى يعني أهلكناهم. When we saw the different timelines in conscious, because we are understanding life not like our parents and our grandparents people, we understand life in an eternal format. Okay, so when we realize that die ouens is aan hulle gekapture, hulle glo in mans, hulle glo in in mens, hulle het niks contact met die inner world nie, met Allah se wêreld. Hulle is soos himarun, hulle soos donkies wat net boeke dra, yahmilu asfara. Hulle dra net zeros op hulle rugte, maar hulle realize dat hulle is geblindend nie. They are lost. They lost their permanent sight into the reality of where they were supposed to have and founded themselves. So the children by then concluded that they were deemed in hell. Okay? Hell is unconscious, people. Now Allah gave the children the conscious now, the conscious realm now, to reconfigure and augmentate a narration. Since COVID, we've already written and it's already active and it's already planted. You can't erase it because you have to go to that level of conceptualization and to erase it, because it's already founded a place, a art. It's already founded a valley. Okay, that's the valley that Ibrahim goes and erects the house. Okay, this is real that I'm telling you now. It's not where you live in the Jahannam, because in Jahannam people do whatever they want to people. They build churches, they build whatever they want to build. Because there's nobody that is stopping them, because they can do as they will in Jahannam. Okay, in Jannah, people, not everybody can get there. Now, on the second day, once you're awoken, then who awakens you? It's only one person that can awaken. That's your mother. Okay, whether she's in this earth or whether she is not in this dimension, she comes to you in her natural form. That's where and ummah is one word. Only from a mother comes a ummah, not from a father comes an ummah. So the matriarch age, the Amul field that is now currently in activation and bringing her children back in her home, under her wings, in her breast, this is now where she's going to feed her children. Ya Maryam qunuti li rabbiki wasjudi wa qarri aina. Okay. Those who are pure people, we are speaking about those who has been given the status of being able to activate the Jannah frequency. Okay, only mu'minun will find Qiyamah. Muslimun will not find Qiyamah. They don't believe. They just say. They just hallucinate. Okay, Qiyamah gaan ek uit my kop uitklim. That's a spook story. Guys, is al lank gekend. So the next generation has already written that philosophy off, because they know their parents are misguided. Okay. Now, because the rhythms, the codes, the Ismail has changed, people. We changed the step of Ismail. Okay, there's a new order in place. It's like the story you heard about Ismail changing his wife, but it's all in frequency. Because you are still living, we are still living in that lowest density. We think we are there, whilst there are others that are already activated. They are mu'minun. They believe, they know. Only the mu'minun gets qiyamah. The Muslimun don't get, they're not qualified to get qiyamah. It's already qiyamah. Ashhadu an la ilaha illahu, it's already Qiyamah. But you have people that still believe that they're still going to come because they don't have the credentials to get into that upgraded version of the psychology. Okay? In Qiyamah, your mother calls you in. Your mother, you can only return to your mother. Want toe gaan sy na jou pa toe. Okay? Dan gaan sy terug jou toe. That's the physical, that's the masculinity. Now, basically on this level now, you will now be treated onto the ratio, onto the tariffs of walakum nisfu ma taraka azwajukum in lam yakun lakum walad. Okay? This is the pure inheritance frequency that you will have to face up on Qiyamah. Okay? For those of you who believe, of course, you have been, some of you are there already, have been our parents, our great ancestors. It's through them that we get there. It's through them because their wisdom, their hikmah, their hukum grants us the apparatus to navigate through those deep waters. That's deep waters. Okay. We will not repeat this what we are saying tonight. It's just Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is guiding our tongue. But this is not easily to bring out into the third dimension. Okay. Now what will happen is that when your mother calls you in, because you come from a ruh, you can't die. When you get life from a mother, you can never die. It's unless you kill your mother. Once you killed your mother and you buried your mother in your deepest of your guilt, your fear and your doubt, then by then your umbilical cord is cut. You can't get her into your dreams, you can't get her into your energy, into your biofield, into your spiritual reality, because you're busy with shirk, man. Okay? Religions are the manifestation of shirk at this moment since Corona. Okay, that's why this to most of you are idolic, because you are worshipping idolic lifestyle modulations. Okay, it's clear. Your children are telling it to you. Now, from this moment, from here, when you stand up on Yaumul Ithnain, when you wake up on the second cycle, okay, now your mother calls you in, and that means that you have recognized where life comes from. That is where life comes from. Life doesn't come from anybody else but your mother. Okay. Allah has given her the true investment and feeling of activating every sense that makes sense of Jannah inside of you. If she was a mu'min, and if she is there now, wallahi, you will be there. She is not a imra'atun khabira. She is a imra'atun salihah. Okay. Now, at this stage of your ascension, of your Isra wal Mi'raj, you all have to go through the Isra and Mi'raj, people. It's just all of us don't matriculate or graduate on the same time. It's not the whole school that goes on matriculate or goes. It's only that standard. That's miskin a tenth of the school. It's maybe a fifth of the school. Okay, it's only a fifth of the university that gets to do the master. It's only a 1% that does the PhD, and then it's only 0.5% that does the PhDs above that, okay, the masters of the age. Okay, now you as a spiritual being, you are there now, but because of the levels of perception, you are going to be rated on the 6 and the 6 at the moment. Okay, you must understand, if you are in hell, accept it. Because hell is just a form of unconsciousness. You did not make it to Qiyamah. Okay? Qiyamah is not a place, it's a space as to your level of perception. Then you'll be able to upgrade yourself. You'll be able to say, if Allah say for wie jy was 'n mushrik, as if dat sê jy vir Allah, naam, ek is 'n mushrik, ek gaan vind waar die problem is. Ek gaan die problem uitsoek, because jy sien die lig nou. You're going to uproot yourself of those kind of densities. Nou, so langer as jy vat om nie hy acknowledgement te gee nie, die langere bly jy munafik, die langere bly jy mushrik, die langer bly jy kafir. Now, where do you stay when you're kafir? In an unconscious space that is in Jahannam. Now, most of us are residing there at this moment in our lives. Okay? Because you're still waiting to die. While you are dead, you must still wake up. In fact, most of you, the planet was the planet was circumcised on Corona. Almal van ons het dood gegaan, mense. Die van ons wat kan opgestaan het, daar is die mense wat kan gestaan het vir Qiyamah. They could stand. Daar is Qiyam, Salatul Qiyam. Nie wat ons doen in ander dinge nie, as om te wees honest with yourselves. So most of us, we lie, we live the most brutal lies, and we expect ourselves to be following a deen. You follow a religion, people. That's man-made. That's got no real gods. It's got fabricated gods in it. You must find your deen of Allah, the deen al-fitr. Okay? Now, if your mother wakes you up, it means that she had given you the proper weaning, and she's given you the proper upbringing. That mother, sy kan staan vir haar ding. Sy staan vir haar ding waar sy is, because hoekom? Sy het die regte kinders ingebring in die wêreld, man. Sy het nie gecompromise op die waarheid nie. Sy het nie geteach haar kinders om unconscious actions te doen nie, en sy het nie haar kinders gespoil tot na hulle nie weet wie hulle is nie. Okay? Sy het vir hulle opgebring because sy het geweet wie sy is, en sy het geweet vir wat bring sy hulle op, en sy het geweet want moet hulle vir en waar moet hulle vir haar kry. So sy het al vir hulle gegee haar adres, sodat wat die phone call deurkom, toe kan sy easily vir hulle contact, because hulle was almal op een WhatsApp groep. Verstaan julle wat ek sê? Okay? She wakes it up. She comes home. She chooses one of the children, okay? Because all of the children is not on one, but she chooses one of the children, and that child would be now the one that would go through the metamorphosis of how to shred, how to purge, how to unplug from the material persuasions, from the material addictions, from the dilapidated Harun, the dilapidated rationale that was acquired, and it was watered down, and it was compromised. That's why Musa slag vir Harun in sy kop en trek hom by sy lihya. In your Quran, the entire episode is in your Quran. It's just most of your scholars, be they whichever religions, I have no idea where they go. Because in Jahannam gaan sy altyd dom bly. In die Jahannam gaan sy altyd in donkerte wees. Okay? Sy gaan net impress met somebody's talk, as hy 'n predikant is, of wat hy 'n rabbi is, whatever hy is, okay? Maar sy gaan nie kan vind die keys nie, because net jou ma kan die deur oopmaak vir jou, because daai is waar jou lewe begin, daai is waar jou internet exists. The first internet in life is inside the womb. These are the secrets of the system. It's just how deeply we are spelled into the system, you know. If your mother could know who and what is happening to you inside the womb, okay, it means that she made contact with you without using her 5 senses. Okay. Now, if she did not apply her 5 senses, then where is the 6th sense? What is the sister? What is the 6th stage? It is that communication between the great universal womb, the universal rahim, that every original, organic, authentic member and tribe, soul tribe, resides in the presence of the great mothers of the planet. Okay? She feels that child. She knows that child. She knows when to send them in. She knows when to bring them out. Okay? That is perfectly engineered by the divine Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala takes care of that. No human being can take charge of that. That's something very, very sacred, people. If you are in Qiyam, you will understand it. If you are in Jahannam, you will not understand. Okay, you must get there. You can only get there when you are conscious, not when you go into your qabr. When you go into your qabr, people, you come back into the level where you are currently, because you cannot understand what I'm saying. So it means that you have been deprived of the upgrade. Your mother didn't come and alert you. Okay? You get your chance. We are getting our chance now, because this is our nature. We know who we are. We can't compromise on our children and our grandchildren as to the paradigms that the world is now bionically going to be crypted into. Okay? That is for religion. That is not for Allah's deen. The religion can use that as an scapegoat, but we cannot, because that will work for Sharia compliancy and making riba a exemption and You live 99% of the things that you are currently in value of is all riba. Everything has been made riba since COVID. Okay, you are just in denial of it. So we can't give you a different answer because you have your fatwas. Those are legal phases that you have to go through. But I can assure you, this time around, it's not an easy game because it can hurt you for a long time, for a very long time, what you are currently experiencing. Not speaking about long in the dunya, we're speaking about long in terms of longevity of your unconscious state. And it takes 7 lifetimes. Okay, that could go up to 950 years on Earth. Okay, that's where someone fixes your destiny, your fate. Okay, which most of us don't really want to be acknowledging. It's the level of consciousness, basically. Yeah. Okay. Now, when your mother comes and she gives you the bushra, nobody can give you glad tidings other than your mother. As zij is toe gaan, wie gaan nie die opmaak? Jou ma gaan nie die opmaak. Because of course, say Vita Club is agter die deur al, Bruce. You should know that it's an internet. We are interconnected, people. That's our home grounds. That's our channel. That's how we engage. We know our mothers are happy already. We feel that without seeing them because they are inside of us. If they gave us life, if they gave us a smile, if they gave us a happiness, and if we saw them cry, where did we get our sadness from? From them. We know our mothers, we know our fathers, we know our grandparents, we know our aunts, we know our brothers, we know our sisters, just because of our mothers. Now, who is our mothers? Who is the and who is the ummah? Okay? So, this is a real story, people. This is the son and the mother story. This is the love that is unconditional. When that son finds his true value and his mother expresses it in giving him the wisdom that she had once kept away because he did not yet reach his level of maturity. There's alles in the Quran, brothers and sisters. There's alles in the Quran, Surah Al-An'am. Wallahi, thumma wallahi. You have never ever heard this in your life. Why? Ask yourselves why. Because you were residing in Jahannam. That was where you are. That's where we were. Until COVID came, then we could now find a more genuine narrative, unplug from those unconscious worlds and derogative formats of knowing ourselves. Okay, and we could now return home to our mothers. We are our mothers' boys, people, mense. Ons is ons ma se kinders, ons is nie ons pa se kinders. Julle moet jy verstaan. In this south, in the north where the Arabs and the Romans and these secular worlds reside, they believe they are from their fathers. That's why they came to our country and changed us and gave us a new formula as to how to believe and how to find a God and how to believe to find our higher selves. Hulle kan nie vir ons sê waar ons, hoe kan iemand anders wat niks hand het in jou kom hier nie of huis toe gaan nie vir jou sê waar jy moet opend nie. They manipulated all your religions. 100% of your religions was manipulated, and you're going to wake your children has woken up already. Okay? Because they found that their parents are stuck in hell. How can they, Ya Allah, they can't help their parents because each one can only help themselves. لكل امرئ منهم يومئذ شأن يغنيه. Amal, it's problems at this moment in time. Means since COVID, if you did not abstain, okay, if you did not continue to engage in that fraud, okay, and in that misrepresentation of Allah and a Rasul and a superior nation and all these things and having wars and going into stories, you were the people that participated in the World War III. But you were not there physically, you were there bionically, okay? Biologically. It's a biological warfare that you fought with Allah. but the Allah outside, not the Allah inside, because you couldn't come in. That's where you are now stuck, yani, in that physical, yani, world where you still believe Allah must call you to the court. Whilst there are those who migrated and they are already in the court of Allah and they have already, yani, set the case. Okay, they've put it down like, sorry Allah, my ma is a kafir, my pa is a mushrik, my dears die. Allah moet vir hulle yahkum fima kanu fihi yakhtalifun. In this time of Qiyamah, there is no blood relationship. Al-malu wal-banuna. Yani, innama amwalukum wa awladukum fitnatun fahdharuhu. There's no blood relationship now. It's soul relationships that we need to understand. The emotions falls away because now it's got to do with the truth. Now it's got to do with that which is real, authentic, that which can give more life for the next 950 years of the tribe, of the soul tribe that's coming in. Okay? The mother comes home now. The child comes home to his mother because she cooked for him and saved exactly what he was. As hy ma maak 'n pot kos en sê weet sy moet vandag maak borreltjies en eetjies. Weet vir haar gesê is borreltjies en eetjies vandag. Sy haarself. Weet vir haar gesê is tamatiepootjies vandag. Weet vir haar gesê dat she gets it from the mother's nature. That's what we call the mitochondria that rules this, yani, level of qiyam. That's qiyam is an age. It's when you reach the age of puberty, you reach the age of ascension. Nie die age wat sy gaan straf kry nie, die age wat sy gaan die waarheid hoor. Nou gaan sy wil die waarheid hoor of gaan sy wil altyd deny die waarheid. Die een wat deny die waarheid is 'n kafir en hy gaan word 'n mushrik. Hoekom? Hy is nou besig om te vind 'n nog 'n, yani, exit other than having to face up to the truth. En hy is 'n calamity wat ons mense vandag teëgaan. The globe. We're not speaking about Cape Town people only here. We are speaking about the collective conscious here. We are living in conscious. We're not living in the hell. Okay? Where most of us are residing. As yella, if you find yourself a location in a particular place, then you have binded yourself to a place where, yani, you can find your limitations. Okay? The world is open now. The Hayat, it's a new civilization. It's a new conscious. You know, you live in a conscious. You don't live only in a body. If your conscious is connected, then you are now in a different space and time. Okay? The relationship between the mother and the child, the mother and the son, is the holiest of relationships that Allah Ta'ala has ordained. It is the relationship where she can be in whichever dimension, and when she's called upon to bring her son home, she is being created for that. Okay. You know, ons kan heel veel sê, mami, gaan na die kubus toe, mami. Guys, daar's niks mami aan die buitekant in die môre gaan hulle iemand anders sit in 'n kamer waar mami gewys het en dan was mami. Mami is binne in julle. As mami nie lewe binne in nie, dan is julle dood. Julle moet julle maas wakker maak vir julle om wakker te word. Okay? Now that comes on particular stages of our lives when we get to reciprocate that mother. Brothers and sisters, and all mothers, yani, are one. Ali moeders is, you know, wallahi, if you get to that level of perception and personification, all the mothers that ever crossed your life in your journey, you're going to meet all of them. Because you didn't kill them, you loved them. How can love die? How can respect die? How can admiration die? How can goodness die? No, it can't die. It's you that killed it on the outside. Okay? So the definition of how life is going to be for the next generations is that you are now waking up in the death and the modus where you're going to see through the eyes of your living, ever living mother. Because she's the truth. She's the truth of the planet. This is a mother planet, people. You can only see the truth through the mother's eyes. That's unless you want to go, yani, to another stage of your evolution where you believe the Father has the power, okay? And then He will rule with an iron fist, and you will believe in His physicality as what you lived in the pre-corona civilization. You're welcome. Most of us have gone back to that because that is what appealed to our level of conscious. But just for you to understand that that was the Jahannam yani, episode of the journey. We have now entered into the Jannah episode, okay? Here, you don't need another human being to tell you who God is. Here, your mother will tell you who God is because she's your first teacher. She will guide you through by means of what Allah feeds her, and that's why she knows what she must feed you. She would never give, our mothers never gave us food that destroyed us, ever. Bilai Quran. When we used to travel to Makkah, Allahu Akbar, every year, my mother used to cook every day in the haram. Every day, she don't allow us to eat outside. That's her nature. Their nature is like this. They don't compromise what they put in their child because their children must know what they put inside of them is pure, it's solid, it's real. Okay? Never allowed the father to eat outside ever because that was sacred. It's a royalty. You eat inside of your home. You don't let anybody just cut your hair. And what you do with your hair, you have to put it so moet het gaan begraven, so to speak, okay? These are the sacred codes of the mother that lives in life. If you dead inside, you're not going to find them, guys. If the lights are on inside, you live with them forever. You're not dead. You're not afraid of death because they are there. Why weren't you afraid of death when you were a child? Because they were always there until you and I were programmed and conditioned and educated, and now we are paying for our sins. Okay, so those of us since 2020, 1441 has migrated into the valley where the new house of Ibrahim and Ismail has been moduled. The frequency has been upgraded. Okay, we are now hearing the true sound of the message, okay, that is coming through the hearts of the mother in the mother planet because that's the pulse of this earth, okay. The true children, they know it, guys. That's what they have. Nobody can erase it from our memories because we were born with it. It's in our nature, okay. This is Islam. This is Islam. What you are currently now having to understand is that we need to understand how far are we from our mother's nature. The further you are from your mother's nature, the closer you are to your father's nature. Okay? Those are the divisions. يَهِبُ لِمَن يَشَاءُ ذُكُورًا. Those of us that was made to believe in a fictional day, and those of us that was made to believe in a fictional night, and those of us that could marry the two and understand that there is a بينهما برزخ لا يبغيان. There is a middle path in this thing that is in your conscious that you are given entrance to find what is the meaning of eternity and how to access that realm of eternal realities. That's real, people. That's damn it all real. That's where all of you came from. But that is where most of us was compromised. When we came into earth, the daughter had to sell us her ruh for a man, put a price on a mother, put a price on a daughter. She became a commodity. She became someone that had to sell her body. That's it. Don't say anything further than that, guys. You cannot get peace of mind because you sold your ruh. We made the mother sell her ruh. We made the daughter sell her ruh. All because of what? To get power, to get control. Yeah. We had to say the truth as the son of the mother in order to come to where we are today. That you must remember in life. If we did not say what we said today, wallahi, Allah would never have forgiven us for not acknowledging what went wrong in all these civilizations, what caused them to have brought the mother down and to have brought the world down so badly. It's because they put a price on their mother. They contracted a woman. They made that woman do things that the man would never have done, but just to have that ownership as the masculine lions take over this forest. How many mothers really, really are hurting in life today? They didn't want to be married, they just wanted to be out of the house. And today they have to suffer these consequences because of laws that was endorsed by foreign aliens in our society. Our marriages was something very spiritual. It was at the riverbanks. It was like where nature was going to be part of this entire matrimony. And it was something where she found her true soulmate, a true twin mate. And if she didn't get married, she was still the most complete of all human beings. The unmarried person is the complete person, people. The person that did not break their virgin, that did not have sex, that is the complete human. He found Jannah early stages of his life already. Those who had gone through the metamorphosis, wallahi, you have to pay the price. You have to go through the trials. But bringing in children into this world, people, it is not an easy amana. Wallahi, most of our children are busy with the biggest shirk. Hulle glo in credit cards and plastic machines en dan goed is wat nie reg is, real is. But ons is die sabab van. You can't blame them. Now that is how a great mother of the tribe, when it comes to the end of the age and the change of the patterns and the new generations and the new firstborns are coming into earth, they awaken certain cells in that family, and he and she has to do the migration, upgrade their psychologies, uproot themselves from the biasness, the shirk. You will come to learn what these things are in Qiyamah. As jy kom Qiyamah toe, everybody can run all their life away from Qiyamah until the 7th round. Now, all of us are on the 7th round. Almal van ons gaan kry Qiyamah, whether you are awake or not awake. It's just not reading your book, but those reading your book can see. But the outie, he's punishing himself. And you are angry, you are wanting to get justice out there, but the problem is not outside. You are in Qiyamah, the problem is inside, but you cannot see where your disease and where your Germany is and where your Russia's is. It's all inside of you guys. You're suffering, you are going through a dreadful moment in your lives because you're suffering, your disease is inside of your hearts. The darkness is inside, people. Must your children tell you these things? You can't realize where you have taken your last generation, that Allah had plummeted this civilization, what you have fed them, the plastic, the riba, the chemicals, given them all sorts of lifestyles, given them all sorts of worlds to live in, where there was no gods, man. You can say Jesus, you can say Allah, but that's synthetic. They still don't know where God is. So what did you teach them? Okay? Now, our great mothers of the city, they must be great mothers in cities, guys. They must be, because they are linked to the real Allah, the real creator, the divine source that always has to be in our lives. Right? Ons kan maar stout wees, broers, maar ons weet ons doen verkeerd. Maar Allah is altyd daar. Now, this is where a civilization now finds herself, that the next generations has to redefine what is the definition of a God, a Allah. What is his powers? You made Allah crippled him 6 years ago when you locked him up and left him alone in the masjid. Useless. He's rendered useless. Then you fight wars. You want Allah to free lands, which nobody owns a land, guys. You guys are just living in your minds because you are possessed. You think you can own something belongs to you. Nothing belongs to you. It's just how you were educated and how you have flowed into your reasoning and your rationale. Okay? Nobody owns nothing. We create money. We make it control us. God doesn't have a hand in it. In Jahannam, we see to our own destruction and we make ourselves cool and air conditioner in Jahannam. That's our lives, people. You show your children this. Now, don't expect yourself to go back to Allah, because you first have to serve your sentence back in hell before you can get a God, because your children already reported you, because they are not your blood. They come from Allah. They come from your mother's mother, the mother that you and I had betrayed. That mother. They come from that mother. So when they get their ruh in again, the old soul again, they have to report you to the they have to report you to the authorities. Okay. So guys, Xavier Bukatit, mashallah, tabarakallah, let me see you, mashallah, shukran for this book. Allah give, Allah, people, we don't do this for any recognition. Wallahi, we never want to take it into a format where it becomes a cult. It's just we have to tell our truth, because if we do it for ourselves, man amila salihan fali nafsihi, you must do it for yourself. That's it. Okay. What we initiate with this since the beginning, we saw this a long time already, people. I saw this thing already like in the 1900s already, 1995, 1996. But it's not the right time. It wasn't the right time to bring this thing in, because you have to first serve your sentence. You have to go through the metamorphosis. You've got to serve the play purpose. And the house that we come up from a pure house, alhamdulillah. A simple house, not materialistic house, very natural house. Okay, so we have the natural upbringing, Allah's qudrat. Okay, ons was stout geweest, but we knew what the truth was. We did not compromise on that. Okay, and if you do not make mistakes, you will not learn. That's the natural order of this planet. Okay, but don't go and create a platform or a member and then you use the deen of Allah to make a living. That's unacceptable. That is what the religions did, people. That is what is in Surah Tawbah. It's all in the Quran, yani. Not giving any human being a classification or judgment. Get yourselves out of that, because it's only got to do with myself. It's got to do with nobody else in my life. Okay? We must purify ourselves, because this will give our next generations the most beautiful inheritance that comes from the great ancestors of this land. You, and until today, I'm telling you, you don't know who you are, and you don't know why you are in Cape Town. This is the greatest secret Allah Ta'ala keeps, and in a great art. But we cannot tell you this. You must find it out for yourself. If you are from there, from here, you will get to know that. Okay, that's the secret of this whole puzzle. Once you get home, people, you don't leave home again. You stay in the house. Okay? The house is not outside. The house is inside. That's the Baytullah. That is when you put on the Noor, it becomes the Baytul Noor. Okay? That's the real house. Not what you found in your previous world, because you are still outside of it. You had to come inside of your house. Okay? So, Jazakallah khair. Sabi ang pabukate, Bruce. Mag Allah Ta'ala gee vir al ons beautiful moeders, hy beautiful rose en lekker perfumes, fragrances, dat hulle kan hulle self enjoy whatever hulle is, because hulle maak vir ons baie rich van wat hulle deurgegaan het en wat ons gesien het van hulle. Vra ons vir Allah om vir hulle net te gee die beste van die beste. Shukran guys. May Allah give you lots of love and enjoy the evening, inshallah. Wa alaikum assalam ورحمة الله وبركاته.
يا مصطفى كل شيء لله يا نورا من نور الله يا مصطفى